One guy, just one guy with them. Just the chief. Let's go, center ring. John, we need him in here. All right, men, 12 rounds or less for the title. First and foremost, protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Touch gloves, come out banging at the bell. All the way back, all the way back. Set. I gotta wait for a cue, though.
Rances Barthelemy's former trainer, John David Jackson, is now the trainer for Argenis Mendez. He told us that he believes Argenis is superior to Rances in every way except one, Teddy, that being power.
Yeah, Barthelemy's physically stronger, but it's a funny thing here. Mendez, I think, is better technically. He might be a better inside fighter, but Barthelemy's a good body puncher on the inside. You know, and you want to go to the body when you're in there with a counterpuncher, a guy who's good defensively, which Mendez is. So that could serve Barthelemy. One other thing, Barthelemy a little taller, a little longer. You know what? You don't get trapped in counterpunching situations when you use that length. You stay out of those quarters, out of those places. Barthelemy can control the outside and not let Mendez get into his strength, which is that close quarters counterpunching ability. But Barthelemy, well, his temperament is to fight. And at some point, he's going to go forward and give up that height. And that's when we're going to find out what Mendez can do.
We saw the power from Barthelemy back in June. A one-punch body shot knockout against Fasai Sakilin. It took about 2 seconds for that punch to be absorbed. Sakilin took a step back and then went down on one knee. And since then, Barthelemy has been preparing for this, the biggest fight of his life, an IBF Junior Lightweight Championship.
You know, you talked about the trainer, John David Jackson, who former world champion and a good trainer, a good cerebral trainer, a good technical trainer. He's a teacher, which he should be, and there's not enough of him in this business. Jackson, he trained Barthelemy for 2 fights.
But hold on. Mendez buckled his leg for a second. Now he's up against the ropes, trying to find a reprieve from these blistering punches from Barthelemy. We could have some real trouble here in round 1.
Yeah, and again, Barthelemy, as we say, the stronger guy, the more physical guy, and the guy that really has the option of standing on the outside, using his length, using his jab, his height, or using his strength on the inside. So he has choices. Choices that Mendez might not have. Mendez, I don't think, can win on the outside. I think he can do things on the inside, but on the outside, if Barthelemy used that jab, he's going to be the man. And I was starting to tell you, you talked about the trainer. For me, where it's relative is that, you know, Jackson trained Barthelemy for 2 fights, so psychologically, that's the thing. Mendez feels he has an edge, you know, that he has inside info. Jackson started training Mendez for the Usmani fight.
I don't know if Mendez has completely found his balance after that early flurry from Barthelemy. Look at that uppercut. Mendez still in trouble here.
Barthelemy should continue to use that hard jab, kind of like George Foreman did with the smaller Joe Frazier. Remember that years ago? You know, discombobulate him with that jab, and then go with the uppercut to go to the body in this case. I think that is really what Barthelemy needs to do, the formula for success. He's shown early on he's not intimidated fighting for the title, and yes, he's a stronger guy.
Barthelemy wanted to impose his will in the first round, control the tempo, control the pace, and that is what he did in round 1. A clear victory round for Rances Barthelemy.
You stand up for this guy. Get him with a head for him, okay? Don't wait, don't wait. Stay relaxed. Move that head. Work out that jab and go to the body for him. Get it to the body, okay? You can't wait for this guy. You're the slicker, smarter fighter. Be that. Take him to school, okay? Don't wait for him. You're looking for that one bomb. You're looking for that one bomb. Take that mano, Pablo, okay? Deep breath, deep breath.
Here's the punch that hurt Mendez in round 1. He got him against the ropes.
Yeah, you know what he did? He threw the left hook, a double left hook. One of them catches him behind well, actually gets inside the glove and catches him on the chin and makes Mendez do a two-step dance that he didn't want to do, an involuntary dance that happens in boxing when you hit on the chin and the nerves disconnect from your legs a little bit.
Mendez only landing 3 punches in the first round. Clearly a positive round for the Cuban, Rances Barthelemy.
Now here's the thing with that replay. Yes, Barthelemy landed the left hook inside the glove. Good punch. Yes, it hurt Mendez, but he also led with that left hook. Yes, it was a little fat too. There's opportunities for Mendez, if he's on his game and if his corner's on the game, maybe to sneak a right hand if that left hook comes fat again. Instead of waiting for it and getting caught, sneak a right hand right down the pipe and turn the tables.
Mendez's trainer also told us the only thing he thought would give Mendez trouble was if Barthelemy came out, put a lot of pressure on him, threw a lot of power punches. He didn't think Barthelemy would do that, but that's exactly what happened in round 1.
And that's what you want to do, the unexpected. Usually works. But right now, you see Barthelemy understanding what I talked about in the fight plan. Taller, longer, using the jab. And on the inside, when he does get in there, I think Barthelemy needs to go to the body of Mendez, who's pretty good at moving his head. Good body punching, can take some of that head movement, paralyze it a little bit, take it away.
Neither man says they've ever been knocked down, be it in the amateurs or pros. So perhaps some uncharted territory for Mendez as he looked in some trouble early in round 1.
You know, Mendez is a calculating guy. He doesn't waste much. He's good technically. His punches are short. They're concise. He knows what he's doing in there. It's great. And it also hurts him. Sometimes he's too calculating. He can get out-hustled. He can get outworked. Goes defensive too long sometimes. I think Barthelemy understands that. You know, that calculating, that temperament of being very conservative, not wasting anything, Todd. I mean, that's also why Mendez has a split decision and a split decision win and a split decision loss in his career. He lets fights be close.
A couple of good punches there from Mendez as he tries to get back the round that he lost.
The left hook hurt him again.
3 left hooks again. And Mendez, the champion, goes down. The first time in his career.
There's that strength advantage again. Barthelemy has all the edges. He can do it on the outside. He can be the stronger guy inside. And drops him again. And the bell.
Those punches came after the bell. I heard the bell ring, and then the punches land. It was clear to me, sitting here ringside.
That's up to the referee to get in there. If the referee doesn't get there and stop it, you know what? It's not the fault of Barthelemy throwing a punch that the referee's not in there. He can say he didn't hear it. Right now, he feels he's world champion. And so does Louis the Cuban, his promoter, who did a great job getting him to this.
Right now, we've got a new world champion. His name is Rances Barthelemy with his 13th knockout. But when we listen to this again, I guarantee you the bell rang clearly before Barthelemy landed not 1, but 2 power punches that sealed the deal. Barthelemy, nicknamed Kid Blast, certainly brought the power here tonight, but was it legal power?
Mendez came in 128.5 pounds, lighter than his last fight, 130 pounds. I'm wondering if he came in too light, if he was a little bit overworked, the way he got hurt right from the beginning so easily, taking nothing away from Barthelemy. He hurts you, he's a puncher, but boy, he looked like George Foreman in there.
Let's take a look now. Here's the first knockdown, which was clearly legal and fine. Mendez going down for the first time in his career.
Right hand to the body, and then a left hook. Left hook to the body, left uppercut. Actually, the left uppercut off that body shot hurt him. And then Barthelemy followed up. Again, left hook to the body, then sort of a hybrid left hook. You know, Todd, like a half an uppercut, half an hook. He redirected it to the inside of the glove. And here comes the final one.
And we don't have audio for you, obviously, it's because it's slow motion, but we will in just a second. Clear knockout shots.
Now, again, watch the left hook. He directs it the right way, Barthelemy. The glove was up for Mendez, but it was on the outside. So Barthelemy redirected the punch to the inside. Look, he redirects the punch to the inside. That is good vision, good eyes by Barthelemy, understanding where the punch needed to go, where the glove was, and where the glove was not.
All right, here we go. Listen, regular speed. I don't think we had audio there. There you have it. The first ding was before there were two more punches and a second ding.
That's up to the referee. That's up to the referee to get in there. He wasn't close enough. He didn't get in there quick enough. That is not the fault of the fighter. The fighter's going to continue throwing punches. He's going to easily argue, I didn't hear no bell. I'm in a zone. I'm throwing punches. I'm going after a title. And he's doing that. It's up to the referee to be listening for that bell, to be cognizant of what the time is, how close it is to the bell, and to be close enough to step in there. That didn't happen. We have a new champ.
They say protect yourself at all times. Apparently that includes after the bell. In the case of Argenis Mendez, there, ladies and gentlemen, is your new junior lightweight champion of the world.
And there's a training opportunity for the commissions out there with the referees. You got to know when it's close to the end of the round. And you got to position yourself, get close. And in a case like that, you hear the bell, bang! You're right in there before those other punches, maybe 2 or 3 from what we saw, are thrown.
And while we're throwing out criticism, how about the guy who's ringing the bell? It took about 2 seconds between the dings. You got to get on that thing.
Yeah, you got to get on that thing. You got to ring it. You got to ring it loud. You know what? There's careers on the line here, and there's health, and there's risk inside that squared circle.
And there was a title on the line as well. And Argenis Mendez goes down via second-round knockout to Kid Blast Rances Barthelemy. Here's our official decision. We go into the ring for our ring announcer, Thomas Treiber.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the official time. 2 minutes, 59 seconds of round number 2. Our referee in charge, Pete Podgorski, reaches the count of 10. Your winner by way of knockout and new IBF Junior Lightweight Champion of the World, Rances Kid Blast Barthelemy.
So certainly don't take anything away from Rances. The referee didn't jump in there and tell him to stop. And he kept throwing punches, and it turned into be a knockout for Rances Barthelemy, the 13th and the most certainly important knockout of his career. Let's send it now to Bernardo Osuna.
Well, Mike, you're no stranger.